There was an opportunity for Dave Vanterpool to possibly become the Minnesota head coach last week. He was looked over. They hired someone from Toronto. Dame spoke out. Everyone's kind of speaking out. What are your thoughts on that whole entire process? Obviously, I look at it at two sides. Obviously, there's an issue, but then at the same time, I look at it as how are you going to tell a billion-dollar owner who they can and can't hire? But I'll let you explain your side, and then we'll pick back up after that.
I think it's a double-edged sword because I'm not mad at the decision they made. I'm mad at how they made it. Right. Everybody, they could have hired a guy who's pink. I don't really care about the race in this particular situation. It's about the process that occurred. You have a coach who's there, a young coach, Saunders. He gets fired. He's 32, 34 years old. You have associate head coach in waiting. And typically, when you fire someone, the associate head coach assumes the head coaching position, and then eventually you open up the role, you open up the search, right? The fact that they fired a guy mid-season, 10 to 14 days before All-Star break was an interesting decision. But once again, the ownership group, the team, the organization has a right to do whatever they want. I have no problem with that. I have a problem with how they disrespected the person in position to potentially take over in the interim. You don't have to hire him full time, but to not let him coach one game, to fly another coach in
same
mid-season,
day, right?
Yeah, this is the finesse. The finesse was written on the wall because they played in Tampa against the Raptors in a away home game. So they played away. So they probably interviewed Buddy behind the scenes there. Then they traveled back to Minnesota and played the Raptors again. And then the next day they fired a coach and hired Buddy from the Raptors. And I think people got confused with our anger. My anger isn't at the guy that got hired. Congratulations, kudos to you. Like, whatever, it is what it is. I just feel like the disrespect that's pointed towards
the
blacks
process
specifically
right.
is outrageous. Would they have done that to a white man? Who knows, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe they would have, maybe they wouldn't. I haven't seen it. I just have a problem with the process of not allowing the guy who's been working his tail off, who's shown that he's capable of doing things, not get a chance to coach a couple games. Like, I'm going to hire my boy, too. Like, I'm going to keep it 100. Like, I get in a position to be a GM, I'm hiring who I want to hire. But if there's a person in waiting who has a chance to kind of show what they have to offer to the rest of the world, I'm going to give him a chance. A couple games.
Out of respect.
Maybe you let him coach to the All-Star break and you just let him know, like, hey, I got a guy in position that I'm going to hire, but out of respect to you, I'm going to let you coach to the break. But this guy's coming in to take over. But they didn't do that. They didn't communicate to their franchise. Karl Anthony Towns had no idea what was happening. I think it's just malpractice how they handled the situation. It's disrespectful to the organization. It's disrespectful to the man in waiting who's worked his tail off, and it's deserving of it. And then the manipulation that probably went on to where you got a guy who's very, very good at player development. I've been with him for a long time. Dane's been with him for a long time. Knows his X's and O's, understands how to get the best out of players, but probably wasn't trying to step on the head coach's toes and kind of play the role, thinking that, like, all right, I just play my role. I don't want to get in anybody's way, only to get passed up anyway. It's just a disrespectful situation in which it makes me dislike, some of the processes that go behind basketball, because when it comes to blacks and African Americans, we don't get the benefit of the doubt ever in anything.
Hey, what's frustrating too is like with everything that's going on. Like, one thing, you can't never tell an owner who to hire, but with everything that's going on, when you have so many black players, when you have a chance to put your fingerprint on equality, why not take that chance? And then again, we as players, we've seen guys come straight from the film room to head coaching jobs.
Crazy.
We've seen this in the NBA many of times. You know what I mean? And people want to make it about everything. It's not. No, it's about none of that. But it's about what's right is right. What's going on today, everybody talking about equality. You being the owner of a team, knowing that you can have a footprint in equality, why not go that way? And not only that, he is qualified. He is qualified.
You're not doing him
a favor.
It's not a charity case. It's not a charity case.
Right. You're not doing him a favor, man. And I think that's what frustrates everybody. When you know it's the right thing to do, why not do the right thing?
Right. And I'll say it again. I'm not even saying they had to hire DV. I'm saying give him a chance.
I'm saying that though. I'm saying that though. Because 9 out of 10 times, if it's a white coach sitting there and he is the assistant head coach, he's getting a shot to at least coach 1 game or 2. And that's just the facts, bro. Like I said, I've been on teams where I've seen a guy in the film room and 2 days later he on the bench. Like, I've seen this happen with my own eyes, so you can't tell me that DV does not deserve to be in that spot. But it's bullshit, and I'll say it.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's bullshit. They finessed him. They got over on him, and they've been doing this for years. Right. And I think that how they did this one is what really triggered a lot of people, because he's beyond qualified to take over full-time, to renegotiate a deal. But the fact that they didn't even open up the search, didn't open it up at all, you didn't give people that exist there a chance, people that have put their time in a chance. You didn't give other applicants who may have qualified for the position a chance. You gave nobody a chance. You already handpicked it. It's just, it's foul.
You didn't even talk to your key players. You didn't match your key players.
It's foul.
Cold game. But like you said, this has been happening. It's just the fact that it was so foul that it had to be discussed.